Hey there, GrumpyOldFart here. I'm doing a Muscle, the role-playing game story. I'm titling this one The Little Brother. It's about my second wrestling character. I published this tabletop role-playing game based on classic professional wrestling, and I got tons of good stories about that as well, so it gave me a new avenue of stuff to put up here. So here we go, The Little Brother. Before I get into this, though, if you enjoy my content, it would really help me out if you could hit the like button, subscribe to my channel, share my content, and post a comment or two. Remember, I welcome your comments, even if you disagree with me. Friends can still disagree. And check me out over on Rumble for my political commentary and weekly current events. If you enjoy a good book, check out my author page over on Amazon.com. My pen name is H.L. Anderson. You can find all of my books there, including the one pictured here, the tabletop role-playing game Outlaw Trails. This one is about the Old West. It's, you can sit around with your family and friends, you can make up characters, and play in the Old West. You get to go on cattle drives, chase down outlaws, become outlaws if you want to. Range wars, mine for gold, whatever you want, it's in there. Whatever you want to do in the Old West, it's in there. You could become a rancher and carve out your own empire, your cattle empire or whatever. It's there. It's all there. All you got to do is get the book and the dice and friends and family to play, and boom. And I made it as simple as possible so that anybody could play it, even somebody who's never played a tabletop role-playing game before can pick it up and just in a couple hours be running the game. I made it that simple. So there you go. I hope everybody gets it and I hope you enjoy it. And there's a lot of other stuff on my author page, H.L. Anderson. So everything I've got over there is quirky weird. If that piques your interest, there you go. All right. Excuse me. Sorry. The Little Brother. We had been playing the wrestling game for several years. We had a solid core of great players with fantastic characters. And we were having a lot of fun with it. I mean, a lot of fun. It's pure competition. That's all it is. My friend Bobby, at that point, brought his little brother and several of his friends over to make up characters. He'd been telling them about the game, and they wanted to play. They were wrestling fans, and they wanted to play. And, the more the merrier, right? The bigger of a gaming base you have, the better. The only issue was that our original characters were 10th to 14th level by that time, and these new players were making up first-level characters. They were going to get massacred. I talked it over with Bobby. We decided that the new players needed an experienced player to guide them through the ins and outs with a character that was on their level. We didn't want to beat the crap out of these guys with our big bad characters because, if you're not having any fun, you don't want to play the game. Well, if you lose all the time, there's no chance of having fun. So what I did, I made up a first level character who was the younger brother of my first character. The first one was Robert Monroe, and the second one was Maxwell Monroe. The big brother was a monster. He was a wall of muscle, 340 pounds, with a lariat that could stop a bull. The little brother, not so much. He started out at about 235 or so with he had decent agility. That was about it. It took him forever to develop into a real powerhouse character. Even then, he was a tag team specialist. He could operate on his own, but he excelled in tag team work with a number of tag team partners. Up until about 7th level, he got the snot kicked out of him on a regular basis. But at that point, he developed the persona of a wild man in the ring, and he developed the nickname Mad Max Monroe. Now, I remember the first match he was in with Bobby's little brother and his friends. It was a free-for-all, kind of a battle royal kind of thing. You had to pin them, though, because throwing people over the top rope is easy in the game, so you had to pin them to get them out. There were 6 of us in the match, all of us first level. And it was a no disqualification match, and I figured to let the kids really go all out. You know what I mean? We rolled initiatives, and the bell rang, and I'll be damned if they didn't all gang up on my poor little guy. The first guy charged me and caught me with a shoulder block in the corner. He was a big guy and really clocked me good. The next guy ran over and tried to kick me with a bunch of momentum added in, but I was able to dodge that one by moving to the next area along the ropes. I was hoping to get some distance from them. The third guy, Bobby's brother, stepped over and threw me through the ropes out to the concrete. The fourth guy went outside to the apron and jumped down onto me, stomping me on the concrete. I failed my stun check by that point, and I lost my initiative that round. The last guy went out to the concrete and grabbed a chair. He couldn't have attacks to do anything else, but he grabbed that chair. The next round, I was stunned. I couldn't do anything. The next round, they all went out to the concrete and took turns wailing on me. The guy with a chair ended up winning. Imagine that. It was not the illustrious beginning I was hoping for that character, but damn, it was a lot of fun. Those guys wrestled for years in the game. We had a lot of fun. As I recall, two of them teamed up and won the tag team titles several times later on. They once they'd gotten some levels under them and they knew what they were doing, they became a powerhouse tag team, and it was absolutely wonderful. Yeah, if you're not familiar with the game, I understand. I just made it. It's on. I just published it. Rather, it is on my author page there on Amazon. H.L. Anderson. It's called Muscle, the role-playing game of classic professional wrestling. And in the game, you can do anything that a wrestler could do that you see on TV or whatever. And the whole premise is to have fun. It's there. We've been playing this game for, 87, 88, somewhere in there is when we started it. When I started creating the thing, and we played up until about 20 years ago, and then the gaming group kind of split up, and I'd gotten married and blah, 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 blah. So I finally got around to actually publishing it. So if you enjoy professional wrestling, and keep in mind, this is not the professional wrestling you see on TV that's fake these days. Modern professional wrestling I'm not a fan of. But the classic professional wrestling, that was fun. You got to sit around with your family and watch your favorite good guys versus bad guys kind of thing. It was absolutely wonderful. Brings back fond memories. But yeah, if you get a chance, check it out. It might be something you're into. Hope this finds everybody well. You folks have a good one. God bless one and all.